Yo, yo, yo. We are live on YouTube. And got to change that score right there. Leafs just tied it up. William Nylander off his head. Attaboy. Little redemption on that missed penalty shot. But Leafers come back. They were down 4-2. We'll see if they can complete the comeback. What's going on? Jeremiah, Logan, Liam, Miles. What's up, guys? Third period here. We got 10:05 left in the third. Matthews out of the corner. It's been a fun game. Timmins at the point. Shot stopped by Bobrovsky. Shots 32-18 now for the Leafers. Quick update on that. Gaming Freak, what's going on? We already got 20 in the chat. Just started. A little spontaneous stream. I know they're always harsher on the numbers because there's no announcements or anything, but honestly, glad I got to mix in this game here. Just a little reaction at the end, why not? All right, Giordano getting it out of harm's way, but this game's been chaotic from penalties to the way goals have happened. Radko Gudas, been questionable. We got 30 in the chat, guys. Hit that like button. Appreciate everyone in here. What's up, SM? What's up, Blair? Baby Nashawn, thanks for being here. All right, we'll share it on Discord, and then for people that want to join, can join. We get your predictions in the chat, guys. What you think the final score is going to be? I'm thinking with the time left, we could still see a goal each or a couple goals, but I feel like this game is destined to overtime. But knock on wood, we'll see. I totally could have jinxed it, but a little knock on wood action. Engvall dumping it in, going after it is Timothy Liljegren. Pressure there by former Sudbury Wolves, Mark Stahl. And in front, Engvall! Oh my! Engvall almost had the winner on his stick. Now Zach Aston Reese at the top. A long shot. And off Bobrovsky up in the air, and he'll catch it in the glove. And we got a whistle. Sheesh! Engvall and Aston Reese almost collabed on the game-winning goal there, potentially for the Leafs. Carter Verhaeghe had a chance at the other end, and yeah, man, the Leafers back in the game. I don't think it's been the prettiest effort, but I mean, the Panthers dominated them in the first period a bit. Leafs have outshot them heavily throughout the rest of this game since the second. But I mean, that's kind of how these Leafs-Panthers games go sometimes. I would say usually the Leafs are the ones choking, not the Panthers, and from my memory, but yeah, I don't know. We got a different look right now. Leafs were struggling. Now they're coming back in the game. Thanks, Dawson, for saying hi to everyone. What's up, Joey? What's up, Blair? Yeah, get your game-winning predictions in the chat. There you go, Blair. Love it. Mad respects. We got 35 in the live. As I say, just a quick little live. Why not? What's up, Gaming Freak? All right. Minka, how's it going? Yeah, I'll be dropping another video, but Minka, if you go check out my tweet, I sent out a tweet where I think Puljujarvi could end up. I had Columbus, Carolina, Nashville. Who else did I have in there? Chicago, Vancouver. There was another team I'm missing in there. But yeah, there's a bunch of teams I think could just bring on Puljujarvi, give him a chance. I feel like the Canucks are in that conversation, but as well, do the Oilers want to trade in any regard in their own division? I'm not sure. But yeah, Columbus, I'd be down to see Puljujarvi reunited with Laine. I also think Roslovic struggled, so I wonder if like the Oilers could target a guy like Roslovic. So if I had to look at Puljujarvi, as I said, yeah, the teams, Columbus would be my favorite, I think, in terms of prediction. But then past that, yeah, I mean, Vancouver could be a team. Chicago, just in terms of giving a guy a shot, I feel like they've done that recently, especially with their tanking. Yeah, Carolina playing with Aho. So maybe him being reunited, I've talked about it a bunch in the past with either Aho and Carolina or with Laine and Columbus. And then, as I said, the hot take teams with Chicago, Nashville, Vancouver, go down the list. But Marner, Tavares! Oh, a little live play-by-play in that. But yeah, I don't know, Minka. I think Puljujarvi is going to get traded regardless now. It's just a matter of where. And yeah, I've talked about it a little bit, but Puljujarvi at the cap hit that he's at, he just hasn't had the production. He's at what, like 0.3? I don't know. His points per game percentage is horrible for a guy that was drafted in the top 5, for a guy that was supposed to be a pretty big force for the Oilers. But yeah, I think the only other guy, or the only other team I was missing, I think, was Detroit. Detroit was the only other team I was thinking maybe Steve Yzerman takes a shot at Puljujarvi, one of those like young to mid 20 guys, maybe gets sent back the other way to Edmonton. But I've talked about that in the past. We'll see what happens, but Puljujarvi's likely getting traded at some point. So yeah, big chance there for Tavares, guys. But we got a whistle here. We've got 50 in the live stream. Thank you guys so much for being here. Did Kevin Hayes get a hat trick? I have him in fantasy. That's huge. Richard says Mikula for Puljujarvi, so a little Blues for Oilers potentially here. Gives Edmonton a left-handed shot that can play second or third pair. Also frees up $2 million for them to make another move. Ooh, Richard, so you like the Puljujarvi potential in St. Louis? St. Louis kind of debating where they could be at. Okay, we'll throw that team into the mix as well. That could be an interesting target. And yeah, Mikula, I know the size. Yeah, that could be a cheaper option than going after like an Edmondson for Edmonton. So I like that potential, Richard. Mikula for Puljujarvi. Give me your thoughts, guys, in the comments. That's an interesting... And hey, I like that because it frees the money, as you said, for Edmonton to make another move. And maybe they move one of their defensemen and get a top 6 forward to really bolster. Like, that'd be scary, man. If they got another guy in that top 6, on top of, obviously, McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, Evander Kane, Nuge. Like, if they get another guy in that top 9, I guess I should say, that would be crazy. But yeah, I don't mind that trade proposal. It's actually not too far off. I think it depends on how the Blues see Mikula. I think that's where it comes down to. But oh, we got a couple noties in the chat here. Dawson, the 7 months. Mad respect to John for doing another stream. Thank you, Dawson. Well, is that all? Jeremiah, 21. You're a legend, man. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, I wanted to do the little spontaneous stream here to end the Leaf game tonight. What's up, Fear? We'll see. Luke Schenn back to Tampa could be a vibe, Logan. I've talked about that. I feel like one of the Atlantic teams, Tampa, Toronto, Boston, will be talking to the Canucks about Luke Schenn. So I think the familiarity there for Luke Schenn in Tampa, it makes a good bet that he could be a target for them for sure. Get Luke Schenn and Zach Bogosian, 2 former Leafs on that right side. You're buzzing. All right, I'm laughing, but the Leafs will be playing Tampa, so I truly do not want Luke Schenn on the Lightning. So I am laughing, but I do not want that. All right, 6:05 left in the third period. Shots are 18 for Florida, 36 for Toronto. Here comes Ryan Lomberg. Come on. How's it going, Devin? No, I don't live in Sudbury full time. How's it going, hockey fan? Let's see. I know Lomberg is I know Ryan Lomberg's an Ontario boy, but where is he from? Ooh, Richmond Hill. Yeah, I knew Ryan Lomberg was an Ontario boy. Richmond Hill represent. There you go. Minka, I think the Eagles win, but I want the Giants to win, if I'm being honest. My ideal, just for the chaos, my ideal NFC championship game is the Giants Cowboys. Sorry, Minka, in my perspective, this is how I see it. We've already seen the Eagles win in recent memory. I know you're an Eagles fan. I don't know. I want something different. I want something different this year. And I don't want the Niners. The Niners are the last team I want there. So, sure, I'm down with the Eagles-Cowboys NFC Championship. Give me that, Minka. I'm down for that. That'd be so exciting. Give me an NFC Championship game. That'd be nuts. Eagles-Cowboys. Eagles-Giants is going to be crazy. What's up, Greg? What's up, Lee? All right, let's get back to some commentary, guys. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new. Let us know in the chat if you are a new subscriber, new viewer to the channel. And guys, spread the word. We got a big Hot Take Hockey podcast drop today. Sid Sixero was on the pod. We'll be dropping some clips from that, but make sure you guys go check out the new podcast, Spotify, YouTube, Apple. Sid Sixero was on the pod, so it was pretty dope to chat with him. Richard, legend. Yeah, Parayko's values dropped big time. All right, Panthers in the offensive zone. A long shot there from Sam Bennett. Justin Hall laying out the ass to get that block. Thanks, TCB. I appreciate it. All right, Kerfoot on the pressure against Ekblad. 4:40 left in the third period. Ekblad on the right side. Sam Bennett now into the offensive zone. Panthers on the cycle. Back to the blue line. A shot blocked there, picked up by Carter Verhaeghe. Panthers getting the pressure in the offensive zone. Forsling, the attempted one-timer there. He fans on it. Here comes Morgan Riley. Riley waiting with the drop pass to Nylander. Nice move across. Oh, almost a Kerfoot. What a goal that would have been for the Leafs. Riley to Nylander to Kerfoot. Oh my, I wanted that so bad. What's up, Mr. Law? What's up, Ari? Lucas, Buster. Oh, I wanted that so bad, man. Riley at the blue line. Nice keep by Morgan. Down low. Nylander couldn't handle it. Around the boards, Verhaeghe tries to get there, and the Panthers will get it out. And Riley in the neutral zone to reset. 3:50 left in the third period. Riley waiting for his teammates to go for a change. Now at the left side for Aston Reese. He'll dub it in for David Kampf. That's a little bit ahead of him there. And Mark Stahl will swing it around to the left side. Leafs getting the reset in the neutral zone. Settled down there by Jordy Ben. Back in front, and Ekblad will send it right back into the neutral zone. Settled down again, this time by Connor Timmins. 3.5 left in the third period. Up the left side again, Pierre Engvall will turn back. Pressure there by Luosterainen. And now the Leafs will reset. Ben, now to the right, off of Engvall's skates. That was in around the line, so no icing. Good pressure and forecheck here. And whoa, there's a big scrum in front of the net. What's happening here? David Kampf getting harassed in front of the net. What is that? Bro, nah, you ain't touching David Kampf. That's the last thing you're doing here. Bro, David Kampf's just getting bullied in front of the net. No one's responding. I will say the Leafs have been better with that. Like Aston Reese responding. Obviously, Bunting's always going to protect Matthews. That guy's always going to be up to the task. But damn, man, Simmer could have been used tonight. But I think they're letting the penalties go the rest of the game here, unless it's something really bad, because they've called so many, especially obviously against the Panthers this game. We got 75 in the chat, guys. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the like. We got a little spontaneous live stream tonight. I do appreciate it. I know the numbers always are affected a little bit when it's a spontaneous stream because I just don't announce it. But you guys are great. 75 in the chat. We just started the stream, like 10 minutes ago? Respects to everyone in the live stream. I appreciate you guys. Devin, how's it going? Thank you so much for being in the chat. Thoughts on the chance Dallas has in this year's playoffs? Yeah, I like the Stars' chances if they're not playing Colorado. So right now, as it lines up, Colorado, I don't even think they're in the playoff spot. So I think right now, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, guys. I think Dallas, 1 spot, Winnipeg, Minnesota lined up in the 2-3 spot. Then the Pacific is Vegas, LA, and I believe Kraken, and I believe the wildcard spots are occupied by Calgary and Edmonton. But keep in mind, teams like Colorado, Nashville, go down the list, have games in hand. So, I mean, Calgary and Edmonton have just played more games. So if I could make a prediction right now, there's a good shot that either Colorado finishes in that third division spot or wildcard spot. And if they're in the wildcard spot, there's a decent chance they play Dallas in the first round. I don't like that matchup for Dallas. If Colorado can have good goaltending, I'm taking Colorado if they're healthy 100%. So that's my problem with Dallas. If they can avoid Colorado, I like Dallas against Winnipeg. I like Dallas against Minnesota. I like Dallas against Calgary this year, even though obviously the Flames dominated that series last year. I'm taking Dallas in the revenge. So that's another possibility of a matchup. I truly think, yeah, if Dallas played Calgary, I'd easily take that redemption or revenge. The only wild card concern I have would be Edmonton, just because of McDavid and Draisaitl's like hunger to go far again. And if they can get some more upfront skill set, if Jack Campbell can keep playing the way he's been playing lately, like he's been a lot better lately, the Oilers would be the wild card team to put a dent in that. Let's see. Yeah, Logan. I mean, you know what? I should take that. I should take that with a little bit of like, take that with a bit of salt, because I think I'm more so saying if Colorado's fully healthy, combined with they're going to make an addition at that 2C spot. I know for a fact they will. It's just a matter of like what kind of upgrade. So like, are you going Monahan or are you going Bo Horvat? Like that's going to be Colorado's mindset going for the 2C. So with that in mind, combined with the fact that if they're going to be healthy, then I understand Dallas has done that, but I'm taking Colorado. Lee, Campbell's been better lately. I'm just saying, depends what happens. We got 2 minutes left, guys, in this third period. Give me a 1 in the chat if you think the Leafers are going to win this one. 2 in the chat for the Panthers. Let's see it. Shots 36-18 for the Leafers. Looking to complete the comeback. What's up, Daryl? What's up, Fear? What's up, Axie? Again, guys, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you're new. Justin Hall out of the corner. Come on. It'd be nice if they could steal the full 2 points, but... Ooh, what happened there? Sorry, scoreboard got botched there for a second. Yeah, there we go. All right. 1:15. Leafs trying to break it out. Puck dumped in. And that's brutal, bro. That's so brutal. Riley, what are you doing, buddy? That's freaking brutal for Morgan. I don't know what Riley was thinking there. I didn't say it because I was worried Riley was going to do something stupid like that. He felt the pressure. Yeah, and he wanted to make the change, but stupid play by Riley there. Yeah, he got closed in. He should have just went for a little chip up the boards. But good face-off win there by Tavares. Leafs got to get this out. Riley, get there. Nice battle won by Morgan. He's got to get the puck out now. And there you go. He gets it out. All right, so Riley made up for his mistake. He's had a decent game so far in this one after a lot of the haters have been on him. So we'll see if that can continue. But Riley and Liljegren still can't get off. And puck finally swings around. I believe it got deflected into the... out of play regardless, but... Lee, it's you got to spell Riley. Like, that's a horrendous way to play. Come on, have some respect. Spell the guy's name right. I know a lot of people just like, it's the lazy way, but that one's... Like, I allow people to do the E and I in the wrong spot, but come on, Lee. Yeah, we ain't trading Morgan or Ivy. I'm sorry, buddy. Your dream's gone. Yeah, Jeremiah, Brody's out. Like, I made it a discussion in the video briefly to shut it down, but no. The simple answer is no. Well, I mean, Prince Chicken, I wouldn't necessarily say that. If OEL got traded, I know it's the Canucks, but still. People act like are we acting like Riley's not still easily a top 30 defenseman in this league? Easily. To me, easily Riley's a top 30 defenseman any year. Like, we forget that he was basically a point per game in the playoffs. We forget that he had 70-point season. Like, I don't understand what people are forgetting here. Sure, he's had a little bit of a rough couple weeks. That doesn't warrant him to be, I don't know, treated as like a cap dump. Anyways, thoughts on Provorov? I think Provorov will get traded at some point. Anyways, guys, overtime. We got some overtime. We got 90 in the chat. I had a feeling. That's why I tweeted out. I tweeted out, like, what, back in the second period? Who saw my tweet? I was like, this is feeling a spontaneous kind of stream night. What happened? Oh, I didn't see it. If there's something else that happened with Provorov, I did not see it. Minka, did you send it on Instagram or Twitter? No, I didn't see anything, so... Let me hold up on my thoughts on Provorov because I don't know Instagram. Wow, Provorov expected to be made available immediate post-game. Yeah, that's tough. I'll keep it to like talking about his trade stuff. The only thing I'll say just on that, Minka, is yeah, obviously everything to do with what's going on in his home country and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like regardless of your opinion on things, if it's a team issued thing, wear it. And if you feel differently about things, you can feel differently about things. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion and their own feelings on things. But yeah, you just end up making it a bigger deal than it is. But yeah, so tough bounce. But yeah, I think Provorov after this even more so will definitely get traded. Anyway, so overtime, Marner, Kampf, and Liljegren starting for overtime. I like this as long as Marner's not a giveaway machine in any aspect. We are underway, guys. Give me your goal score predictions. 1 for the Leafs to win, 2 for the Panthers to win. I'm going to go game winner. I feel like we're up for a Tavares O'Reilly redemption or something here. But my logic is telling me Marner because it's against the Panthers. So I'll go Marner for the Leafs. Panthers, I will go Matthew Tkachuk because that would just be the way to do it. All right, my picks are Marner and Tkachuk. Marner and Tkachuk for the game winners. Matthews, back to Marner, down low. Bouncing puck off his stick. So that's exactly what the Leafs have done, and that's what Sheldon Keefe's plan's been. You get possession, you flip Liljegren and Kampf off, you get Matthews and Riley on. But again, there's a very, very big asterisk on this because I always talk about you can't keep these guys on for that long and then they get exhausted. It's so tiring watching these guys stay on too long in 3-on-3 overtime, 5 minutes. Get off. And there you go. Thank you, Matthews, for getting off. That's the system right there. You cycle through the guys. You get a quick 30, 40 seconds, you get off, and you get 2 or 3 more shots in overtime. Stretch pass, Tavares couldn't handle that. Bobrovsky out of the net. We got 116 in the chat, guys. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Hey, it's free to subscribe. We just had a new podcast episode drop today with Sid Sixero, so I hope you guys check it out on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Appreciate all the support. And yeah, we have some big-time guests coming up. I think you guys are going to be happy with them. James Duffy on the pod. All right. Bennett on the right side getting around Tavares. One-on-one against Timmins. A drop pass here for Forsling. 3:25 left on overtime. To the right side, it's Tkachuk! Good block there by Tavares to get his body and stick in front of that Tkachuk attempt. And here come the Leafers. Both teams getting some fresh legs on the ice. Here comes William Nylander. Nylander on the left side! Cut in! Scores! William Nylander beats out Bobrovsky, far side! And the Leafs have won the game 5-4! Redemption on the penalty shot! Wow! The tying goal off the head, and William Nylander, lazy play from the Panthers defense. Wow! Waits out Bobrovsky, tucks it far side, past the left pad. William Nylander, your game-winning goal in overtime. Leafs win 5-4. GG's in the chat. That's a dub. Glad I streamed. Alessandro, Leafs win 5-4. Final in overtime. Verhaeghe gets beat and no one in support. Nylander, little Salian falls on the way down. Willie Styles, baby. You know what? Nylander's always going to be such a polarizing figure for Toronto. A lot of people love him. A lot of people dislike him. I have my moments where Nylander drives me nuts on his lazy, I would say, tendencies. But this is Nylander freaking buzzing. He saved his energy. He went buzzing on that left side and caught some Panthers, whether it was tired, slow, whatever it is. There you go. Alessandro, hit that subscribe button if you'd like. If you're a hockey guy in any sense, and if you're ripping some more bets, I'll give you some advice on some live streams. I was about to rip the Leafs like plus 240 live when they were down by 2. But I just did a heavy withdrawal out of the count, so being responsible. Bet responsibly, you know? Hey, Alessandro, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it. We got over 100 in the chat, guys. Hit that like button. It's free. And again, guys, we've had some big podcast guests. If you have any right now, guys, because I've been chatting with Lucas, we're always taking recommendations. We just had Sid Sixero on the podcast today. Well, we recorded with him last night, but we dropped it today. recent guests. We had Omar. We had James Duthie. We've had a bunch of cool guests. So big time guests. We have a couple really cool ones. I'm not going to spoil them. We have a couple really cool ones, like big time figures that you guys know in the hockey and sport media landscape. So if you guys have any recommendations on guests for the podcast, drop them in the chat. It's the Hot Take Hockey podcast on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. We drop the episodes on this channel every time. So appreciate it, guys. This was just a spontaneous stream. So I'll stick around for another 5-10 minutes. If you guys have any questions, ask away. I will screenshot or take a picture from my phone. Nate, how's it going? Yeah, guys, if I haven't said hi to you, just drop a comment in the chat. Kyle Green, ooh, what's going on? TCB, Jeremiah buzzing in the chat. But yeah, let me know, guys. I'm seeing Sam Cosentino. That could be a good time guest. Yo, TCB, I'm taking a picture of that. Yeah, Sam was one of the guys I had a little bit of a list going in terms of draft stuff. He was on my list for draft. So Sam would be a really good guest, especially towards the draft. Is that, Sam, is that producer Sam? I think, does he do Kipper and Bourne, I think? Jeremiah, help me out. But yeah, honestly, that was an exciting game, frustrating game, because the Leafs were really sloppy, and they pulled it out. The Panthers were going to be within 2 points if they held on to that dub. So one went away. I think they're 3 points back of a playoff spot, I believe, right now. Leafs a little bit more security, and now it just comes down to, like, you're playing Tampa, or somehow Boston goes on a losing streak or lose some games, and then maybe you're having a chat about the Leafs getting back in that picture. But yeah, I don't know about that. But 80 in the chat, guys. Again, if you have any recommendations for guests or any comments or questions, NHL trade rumors questions, I will record clips and we'll get her together and answer some questions for the pod if you guys want. I was trying to find the HTH pod logo, but I can't find it right now. King Carl, yeah, I'll be there Friday night. No, King Carl, I appreciate you in the chat. Who's going to win the Memorial Cup? The Blazers got to be a heavy candidate for that. Pierre McGuire. Yeah, but it'd be good for comedy, Jeremiah. For comedy purposes, why not? What should the Caps do at the deadline? Yeah, I've talked about certain things the Caps should do at the deadline, Julia. Yeah, Jeremiah, if you have any... The Pats. Yeah, you know what? If Bedard had a little bit of a better team around him. All right, King Carl, I'll shoot you a message. I don't think I'm staying, though, so I'll let you know. I could go for a beer, King Carl, maybe. But I feel like it'd be more of a vibe pre-game versus post-game. I'll let you know, though. I'll shoot you a message on DMs. Yo, Ryan, props to the best commentary in the league. Keep her going, Josh. Thanks, Ryan. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, I mean, Julia, if I had to answer that question in short, maybe I can make a video. I've talked about Mantha getting traded and because he's been a scratch, and I think the Blues are a candidate for that. But, yeah, I think they should trade Mantha for, like, a one-for-one swap. Like, you know what? If I actually had to throw another hot take out there, so in terms of the Caps making a move, I suggested that Mantha could go to St. Louis, and I saw some, hey, we're always going on armchair cap friendly, just for jokes, but I do think that another team that could go after Mantha, and I've talked about this, is Vancouver. And there you go. As I'm saying this, Jeremiah puts Mantha for Kuzmenko. I was more so thinking Mantha for Besser. And I'm only saying that because I just think, obviously you have the righty and Ovi who's going to rip him, but I just think two guys like that, and I've seen, and obviously you have Wilson as well, like you have your right side filled with Oshie as well. I think you could shift a guy to the left side and that be a fit. I'm just thinking more on the lens of like a guy that's going to thrive in certain situations. And I think Besser would find a lot of confidence in a situation like Washington. So if I'm talking about Washington making a move, it's not more so they're just going straight out for a rental. It's more so that they're going to do a one-for-one swap. So whether it's Mantha for someone or one of their defensemen for someone. I think at one point they were considering trading like a Jensen. Now that they're heavier back into the playoff conversation, I think some of those defensemen are safe again and will stay with Washington. But I do think they could make a forward swap. And Mantha very likely could be part of that. He's been a scratch. We'll see. But there are possibilities there for Washington to make a trade like that. So we'll see. I think the Caps, as I said, a Mantha for like a Besser or a Mantha for a Tarasenko, like one of those kind of deals I could see happening. Yeah. Even call me crazy. If Washington found another fit of a player for Edmonton, maybe Edmonton could be a target for Mantha as well. I feel like Edmonton's been always trying to get bigger up front. Obviously, that helped when they got Evander Kane. But I think Edmonton would like Mantha as well. So I wonder if Edmonton could also be a team to go after Mantha. But it's interesting. I think there's a lot of teams that they could talk to the Caps, but it would definitely be a scenario where Caps going the other way outside of the Caps cap situation. There you go. All right, guys. Last couple minutes of we got 50 in the chat. I'll do the last few questions. Don Cherry would be unreal. I don't know in terms of just like someone that's been, I know, again, another polarizing figure because of things he said, and I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he said in the past. There's been a lot of controversial stuff he said. But I think in terms of a figure that's been around the game and a hockey legend, that would be really cool. So everyone can have their own opinion, obviously. Definitely polarizing. What moves should Dallas make? I think just top 6 guy. A guy to solidify top 6. Maybe a guy on the right side defense, but I think they're confident. Leafs fan, huge dub. Andrew, what's up? Do I think the Leafs can get O'Reilly? Yes. Do I think they will? Probably not. I just think overall, the Stinging, what's going on? Thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate the support. I think overall, the Leafs are going to, like, Dubas is going to do whatever he can to go all in, I think, but I think it would be brutal if he traded Nyes at this point. Brutal. Like, it would have to be a guy that's locked up, like a guy that's, like, very reasonable cap hit. The only scenario where I'm trading Nyes is, like, a Chikrin. A guy that's locked up at a really good cap hit. So, if they're going after a Chikrin and the one prospect they want is Nyes, I'm probably doing it. But, that's staying as is. Like, I'm not adding much more to that deal. Like, take the Engvall and Kerfoot contracts, or even Hall contract, Nyes in there, and that's it. Like, keep the first round pick and hope the Leafs catch a dime in the draft. That will literally just be their Nyes replacement. Because if you think about it, obviously everyone's like, Nyes is untouchable, and I agree. I think Nyes should be untouchable. But in a scenario where that is the case, where it's like, you can keep the first round pick at an addition like Chikrin, or get an addition, like, I'm trying to think of another scenario where it makes sense for the Leafs. Like, I don't know. It's hard to bring up another guy that's like has a decent cap hit that's locked up. That's very rare. But you get what I'm saying. Like, it would have to make sense long term for the Leafs as well if they're trading a guy like Nyes. That's all I'm saying. And they would have to keep their first round pick to make it make sense. Wild into top 6 forward. Who do you think they go for? Well, Victoria, I'm going to make a video talking about it. I'll just mute this for a sec. There we go. Yeah, so I know that the Wild have looked at trading Dumba in the past. I will only, like, I'll say that the Wild, I think they're trying to go for, like, a playoff run here, or, like, try to be a decent playoff team. Like, Elliot Friedman brought it up that the Wild could be a team to trade for Bo Horvat right now. So they talked about it at intermission, talking about who will trade for Bo Horvat, where Horvat will end up, and that he will get traded. And Elliot Friedman said the Wild now and Boston Bruins in the offseason. So Bergeron will be done, potentially, and Horvat will be that replacement. So if that's the scenario, I could see maybe, in terms of cap, Dumba going the other way, just because, like, if the Canucks don't want to retain money and they want a guy on that right side that maybe will stay past this season, Dumba could be a candidate for the Canucks. And maybe the Wild look at like a Luke Shen or something, or another guy on that defense core. But I do think there's a heavy scenario where the Wild still trade Dumba. But again, I think it's dependent on the health of the defense and who they feel comfortable with. If they feel comfortable with a guy like Addison, stuff like that. But I do think it's interesting that Horvat is now, it's right from Elliot Friedman's mouth. Stewart alluded to the fact that Merrick brought it up. Edmonton could be a target for Horvat. But I also think Edmonton could be a target for Dumba. We've talked about another right shot guy for Edmonton. So, no, there's so many funny scenarios. I know even like Edmonton, but I know Ottawa's talked about Dumba. So, between Ottawa, Edmonton, Vancouver, 3 Canadian teams there, I could see all 3 targeting a Matt Dumba. But a top 6 forward, I think Bo Horvat could be a target for Minnesota. But you know what? I still love the potential of Brock Besser for Minnesota too. So it's just, I think they see the gap a little bit up the middle because they've shifted Hartman to the wing and Frederick Gaudreau's had his time. So I think they're trying to debate on like their long-term picture with Rossi and if Frederick Gaudreau fits into that mold at all, or if Gaudreau or Hartman are even up the middle. But if they could get, I know this for the Wild, like even just what Friedman said, like if they could get Horvat plus create the cap space to re-sign him and they would just not re-sign Dumba, they would do that in a heartbeat. And I think they'd be willing to trade like a first and a prospect or 2 to get a Horvat if it meant locking him up long-term. So that's another scenario, but that was really interesting from Friedman tonight, even more so just saying like the Wild now and that the Bruins could keep Horvat long-term if they were to sign him in the offseason. All right, I think that's going to be it for me, guys. There you go. Oh, my, King Carl. Imagine that. Trading Matt Nyes for, that'd be sick, man. Yeah, you know what? It's actually funny because Musty, I feel like, is similar to Nyes. That's crazy. That's a good comparison, King Carl. Like, just they're both like 6'3", I think. They're both left wings. They're both, same kind of structure of play. Both kind of love driving the net. Good stick skill. That would be unreal. I would count that as one of the biggest dubs ever. If the Leafs used Nyes to trade for like a Chikrin or something like that, I think Leaf fans would be tough on that. But if they kept their first round pick and drafted a guy like Quentin Musty, whew. So that's the only thing I'll say. Yeah, if the Leafs were to go after a big, like, if anyone else wants to drop it in the comments or the chat, like Chikrin would be the one that makes sense because it's past this year, 4.75. Like it's a really reasonable cap hit for a guy that does what he does. And if Matt Nyes is to move kind of the pin on that and to make it happen, and the Leafs were to draft a guy like Quentin Musty late first round, I would be so down for that. There's obviously other guys out there like that I would be in contention for kind of that conversation of like trading a Nyes, but it's definitely not a rental. Like if Horvat was to be in the conversation and they would be willing to, or Horvat's camp would be willing to talk and Horvat would be willing to stay long-term, then I would be willing to put Nyes in that conversation again for Horvat if he was willing to stay long-term and for a little bit of like a cap decrease. He's not willing to do that in Vancouver, but maybe a team that's like challenging for a cup or challenging for a playoff run. I know the Leaf jokes will come in as I say that, but if Horvat was to get in around, I said to Jeremiah today, around that 7 to 8 million range, maybe he's out of that range now, but maybe with a playoff team, he would consider a little bit of a cut. Past that, there's not too many guys I would talk about, but I think the Leafs and Dubas are going to be in every single conversation, but that would be cool. Trade. I don't want them to trade Nyes, but if you traded Nyes and kept your first round pick and drafted a guy like Musty, as I said, and got a guy like Chikrin, that'd be a dub because you got to trade that first round pick regardless. So that would be a dub, but I don't know. I think the Coyotes are going to want both. And honestly, I'm not doing that. If it's both the first round pick and Nyes, I'm laughing at that conversation and I'm hanging up the phone and I'm never bringing it up again. That was a weird game, Joseph. And yeah, people say in the chat, that was Garbaggio. That was so trash. That was so trash, the reffing tonight. But like from a couple of the sus calls against the Panthers to Liljegren getting put in the box to, just different things that happened tonight. It was weird, for sure. Baron, it's over. Leafs win. Leafers win. Sorry, I'll pull it back on the board here. I figured people would know the score. All right. Oh, Chris, Gudis is a joke for that. What a joke. All right, last minute of play in this live stream. Last few questions. Thank you guys again for everyone that's subscribed in this live stream. It's free. Please, to everyone, go check out the podcast. There was some sick chats today with Sid Sixero. He got like super heated. And actually, I think a video just dropped. So I'll drop the link in the chat if you guys want to go watch. There's some funny clips. I swear, I promise you guys, there are some funny clips in that video. I'm going to drop it for you guys in the chat right now. There are some hilarious clips in that video that I just dropped. What's up, Weather? What's up, Mike? Hey, thank you, Mike. And Mike, I hope you subscribe. I want to see more Panthers represents and just some more legends in the chat. So I appreciate you up in here. Let's see. Yeah, here's the link in the chat. Does Streamlabs work? Hey, let's go. The commands worked in the chat. Legendary. Hockey Central, Victoria, thank you guys for being here. There's the link in the chat, guys, to the new video that just dropped. Go check it out. Rick, how's it going? Oh, new account. You're chilling, Rick. You're chilling. Your name's there. Your picture's there. Unreal. Thank you so much for being here, Rick. All right, guys. I think that's it for me. Everyone drop a comment on your way out so I can shout you out if I haven't yet. But yeah, links in the chat, guys. Go check out the new video. And I hope to see you guys on the next video or live stream in the comments. So, hey, new video. I'm dropping it. Drop a comment for some love. There you go. Do a raid on that video, guys. Pretend it's a raid. Pretend you're raiding a live stream and go to that video and hey, watch some of it. It's hilarious. There's some funny clips in that video I just dropped from the podcast. Sid Sixero rips into the Canucks, like rips into them. It's funny. Go check her out. All right, guys. Lots of love. Thank you so much. I hope to see you guys in the next vid stream. King Carl, Rick, Andrew, Mike, Weather, Jeremiah. Thank you so much, guys. Hey, Jeremiah, I hope my schedule's been hectic, but I hope I can get some more videos and streams going. The videos will keep coming. The streams are hard to fit in sometimes because it's like me working. Especially with my work schedule, and I work on weekends too. My nights, I just like to chill. I honestly just like to chill. And I even have to get some work done at night sometimes. So that's why the lack of live streams are a thing right now, because whether it's I just need to chill or I have other shit going on. So I hope you guys understand. I got a lot on the go, but I'm always keeping this channel in mind, and I always drop videos and always going to try to keep streaming when I can. So lots of love, guys. Thank you so much for the support. I really do appreciate it, and we'll chat soon. Have a good one, guys, and blocking someone, a little spam account. I will stream more once the playoffs come, Joey. Like, obviously, I'm going to stream for, I don't know if I'm streaming for all the Leaf playoff games. I hope I can, but I don't know if I can do the game. Like, the Game 7, I want to do a watch party with my friends. So if they're willing to be on camera, on stream, I'll stream for Game 7. But I just find, like, watching alone for Game 7, especially if they lose, is just so depressing. It's depressing regardless, but at least if you're like with friends and having a watch party, and that was my vibe last year, like watching with family and friends, I'd much rather that, especially if they lose, because it gets so toxic in the chat and it's just not worth it. Life's short, not worth it. So I hope to stream for all the Leaf playoff games and a lot of playoff games, but I will be live all day on NHL trade deadline. That's my favorite, one of my favorite days of the year. So love you guys. Liam, thank you so much. Have a good one, guys. Great night. Leafs win. Talk soon. Peace. Follow the